and welcome to Weekly Affirmations. Joe, can you get us kicked off with our theme song?
Oh, I said a weekly affirmations, a positive feel-good show. The most positive thing on this channel called Hyper Rabbit Power Go. It's pretty
we got
decent.
the end of that.
It's true.
Can we do that one more time, Joe?
We need to set the mood.
Just because we only got like the last 5 words, and it is an awesome theme song.
It is.
Oh, I said a weekly affirmations, a positive feel-good show. The most positive thing on this channel called Hyper Rabbit Power Go.
Oh, Hyper Rabbit Power Go! I didn't even get to say any words this time before we got our first affirmation of the day. Let me see this. Oh, it's from Paradigm Shift.
Hashtag Eva would like it if you did an affirmation for Joe. Hashtag Defa.
Oh, so our first affirmation of the day, and I will explain what that is in a second in case you are new or just visiting, is for Joe from Paradigm Shift and Evo. Now, Joe is in the booth right now, so he can't come out front, but I will give this to him through the window with eye contact. So let's see what we got here. Ooh, this is a good one this week. Joe always gets good affirmations. Alrighty, you ready for this, Joe? Good, because we're gonna switch cameras. There we go. You are a witty, daring panda.
Aww.
Witty and daring panda.
He sure is.
Aw, and we get the good music today too.
Sparkle music.
Sparkle music. Okay, so this is Weekly Affirmations. It's a show about indie and freeform games, analog style, so we're super old school. My name is Strix and I am your host. I am a game designer, a diversity and inclusion advocate, I work in the tech space in real life, and I even write academic papers on games because I am that much of a nerd. So games are great and I love them. I am sitting here today with Miss Emily. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I am the community manager for Hyper Rabbit Power Go. And that's all you really need to know.
Well, that's not true, because one of the things that we do every week to kick off the weekend right is to say 3 things that we like, because as you'll notice, this is a positive feel-good show.
I did notice.
And what you got this week for me, Emily?
All right, this week, I really like avocados, I really like sunshine, and I really like my purple water bottle.
Ooh.
What do you like?
So I like LED-powered fairy lights. I put them around my garden. So every night there's fairy lights in my garden, which is quite amazing. I like live lavender, which I planted in that garden. Are you sensing a theme?
I am.
And do you know what my favorite plant is?
What is it?
It is the night blooming jasmine. Oh, Hyper Rabbit Power Go! And that is... Oh, boy.
Setter-Krupp, your equal opportunity employer, would like to sponsor some lovely affirmation to our host Strix.
Oh, I get an affirmation.
That's so nice.
Thank you for it, Critter, and your corp. So in case you have no idea what all these hashtags with Evo and As Technology and all these corporations are, there's a metagame going on the channel, which is part of Corp Sins, which is another show that we host. And they like to one-up each other a little bit. It's a lot of fun.
It's all about infighting, which is not necessarily what this show is about today.
Well, no, it's not. So I get an affirmation. So, ooh.
Oh, that is so you.
Yes, so today I am, an ancient, appreciating siren.
Ooh.
Strix fact, I'm a siren. There's the lovely sound. So that's a really great way to start off a really great weekend. Hyper Rabbit Power Go! Is that Joseph? I can't read that. Josephine.
Could you please give an affirmation to Emily from all her friends at hashtag Evo the Corp, which cares?
Evo the Corp that cares. Oh, another one.
Hyper Rabbit Power Go! A 5th reel. Okay.
Did you curse in your message a 5th
reel
reel?
never curses. Joe?
That might be why it's not reading.
Joe, what did that say?
Some positive feels for everyone wanting to prep for this journey. We know you'll be a great guide. You did, after all, teach Virgil how to navigate hell. Hashtag Strix back.
So that was, wait, I don't know why I'm replying to Joe with the mic. So that was the fifth reel, affirming everyone in chat. So I will get to that.
That's lovely.
But first of all, Emily,
Yes.
you are a bodacious,
Bodacious.
enchanting pegacorn.
Ooh, I love that.
So you're like the double plus magical horse.
I feel really special. That's really cool. Very special. Thank you.
All right, and the next one goes out to, oh, Hyper Rabbit Power, go! Oh, Vanderleest.
How about an affirmation for Weekly Affirmations 7th week on air? 6th with Strix, of course.
That's awesome! Okay, so before I give that affirmation, the first one is for chat, you guys. And this is from my fifth reel, so that's really awesome. And I want you to know that today, ooh, you are all gifted, exploding chimeras.
Ooh.
Gifted, exploding chimeras. Is it chimera or chimera?
I think it's chimera.
I think it's chimera too.
We're gonna say that's what it is today. On Weekly Affirmations, we call them chimeras.
They're chimeras. Strix fact. They're called chimeras.
Strix fact. Strix is the queen of the sirens.
It's true. So there's a couple of things going on here, and we'll talk about them really briefly right after I do this affirmation. But Strix facts are not a thing that I came up with. You can blame Viking Lass. But
They're really enjoyable.
they're apparently facts about me that are all true. And I guess this stems from the unbelievability of my past jobs, because I've been like a park ranger and I was in the Peace Corps.
Wait, you were a
and-
park ranger?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
Hyper Rabbit Power, go! I can't reach out.
Arrogance.
Yeah, for Strix and Emily, D #Wuxing.
Okay, so here next. So first, an affirmation for the show itself, which is in its 7th week. I took a week off because I was at GDC, so some of the great folks from Paizo Gaming and Dread. Hyper Rabbit Power, go!
It's Renraku.
We at #Renraku are led by the best CEO in the 6th world. Please give an affirmation to Gemissimo.
Gemissimo. Joe, I hope you're writing these down because I'm gonna need some help today. Okay, so the show itself is getting affirmed, and the show is, wow, this is complex, a shy, shouting sugar glider.
Interesting.
Which, you know, we're kind of a little frenetic over here, so
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But sugar gliders are so cute.
They
They're just
are. Though
so
they
tiny.
bite.
Do they?
Yes, they do.
Huh.
And they get attached to a single person and then pretty much hate everyone else.
That's sort of disappointing.
And sugar gliders, I don't know if you know this, they make this horrible sound. We call it a bezoar sound.
Can
It's
you
like,
describe
Oh,
said
gosh.
sound? Can you please make said sound?
I only know this because an ex-partner of mine actually had a sugar
Really?
glider as a pet, and she didn't like me very much. And so she would get on his shoulder and she'd like, bezoar, 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 bezoar. They make this bezooring sound, but it's
Bezoar?
like vibrating out of their throats.
I really want to hear it.
Maybe we can find sugar glider sounds later. Joe, can you tell me what was the...
It's for Gemissimo.
No, the one before that.
Oh.
Aerodinks.
Aerodinks, that's right, thank you so much. Okay, Aerodinks. Ooh, this one is great. Are you ready? Hyper Rabbit Power, go!
Anti-Jarl?
For 3 things, I like Hawkeye Bry Whiskey and this channel. Good show. #No corporation.
Ooh, throwing it down.
Thank you.
Okay, so before we get interrupted again, even though we love these interruptions, Aerodinsk, you are an eager, smiling genie. An eager, smiling genie.
That's
It's like
really
Aladdin.
nice. Yeah. Are you Robin Williams?
Oh, that would be the best.
That would be cool.
Okay, the one after that was
Gemissimo.
Gemissimo. Okay, this one is for, ooh, Gemissimo. Gemissimo, you are a lively, yearning gecko. I'll say that one more time. Hyper Rabbit Power, go! A lively, yearning gecko.
As technology loves you, both Emily and Strix. You two are an awesome team. Also, Strix would. UPLZ do an affirmation for all the Aztec supporters, like you, me and all the other great people from our corp.
Awesome.
Ah,
Totally
you're
do
as
that.
technology.
Joe, are we caught up? Is it for as technology now? I think that means yes. All right.
Suddenly there was a call.
All right, as technology.
You got Gemissimo, the Anti-Jari, then Anna's technology.
We did Genisimo. So now
What was the second one?
What was the second one, Joe? This is what happens when I don't have Anna.
Anti-Jari.
Anti-Jari.
Okay.
Okay, so Anti-Jari and then as technology. So, Anti-Jari. You are an agreeable, jumping sea lion. So just imagine like you're out in the ocean, it's a beautiful day and you're like jumping out. Oh yeah.
I actually once was in the ocean and there was a sea lion about like 100 yards away from me and I booked it out of there.
Really?
It was really scary looking.
Sea
It was
lions
much bigger than me.
are pretty scary looking. Though I used to do a lot of swimming in La Jolla Cove down in San Diego, and the sea lions
Actually,
have a
that's
colony
where I
there.
was.
They will get right up in your face.
Yeah.
Don't ever try
That's
to touch
why
a sea
I
lion.
ran away.
But they're
why
used
I
to
ran
people,
away.
so I've had them be like right here. And I'm like,
Hey. Hi.
all right, as technology, this one is for all of you. Oh, it's so perfect. Because you are inquisitive, trusting hydras. That's right, as technology, inquisitive, trusting hydras. It's pretty bad. Badass. Okay, and then there was one more after as technology?
No, I think we're good.
I think we're good? Okay, we're good.
For now.
For now. But keep those affirmations coming. So, again, this is Weekly Affirmations, a show that's actually about playing games. We'll get there. My name is Strix, and this is Emily. I am your weekly host, and she's the big boss around here. Well, besides Zach.
I am one of them.
And if you are just joining Weekly Affirmations, we do a couple of things around here to engage with you guys, and you guys engage back with us in case you haven't noticed. One of those things is that if you donate or subscribe, you get a personal affirmation from the Affirmation Matrix. It can be from me to you. You can affirm somebody else, as you've already seen. And it's actually just a really great way to Hyper Rabbit Power Go!
It's a great way to Hyper Rabbit Power Go.
I was going to say to start off the weekend.
Let's get an affirmation for the lovely Anna, shall we? Also hashtag Strix Facts. She was asked to play Galadriel in LOTR but was afraid it would blow Anna's Elven cover Elven power. Hashtag as technology.
That is the best Strix fact. I am in fact
I can see it.
Galadriel.
I can see it.
All shall love me and despair. Can we get, I know Anna's here. Can we get her in here?
Yeah. Hey, Anna.
Anna! I'm trying not to yell for the mics. Anna!
Anna.
You
Anna.
want to be affirmed?
Please come be affirmed.
Then to give you hugs.
Hugs and feels.
I hear it coming.
Just going, okay, coming. Here, let's slide.
Yes. Hyper Rabbit Power Go!
Oh! Anna.
Wait a second. This is Anna.
Hashtag Mitsuhama in case of emergency. One affirmation for when the game gets too tough.
Okay. We'll hold this affirmation in reserve.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, Anna, I wanted to tell you that you are an adorable, conquering kangaroo.
I was hoping you were gonna say bunny. I mean, because that would have been perfect.
That would have been freaky.
Yeah, that would have been freaky.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
thank you.
So bouncy. Kangaroo.
Okay.
Yeah, close enough.
You can hang out, but we're gonna just keep doing this.
No, I don't want to get in the middle of whatever you two got going on.
It's gonna be a thing.
It's totally gonna be a thing. So this week, the show's gonna run a little bit differently than we've done it in the past because of the intensity and immersion that is required for this particular game. When we start, we're actually going to mute the sound that comes out of chat. So the robot voice that reads out your hashtags, she's gonna be muted while we run the game, which is exactly an hour long. It's on a timer. When the timer is up, the game ends. So I would ask that for today's show, that you do all of your affirmations and donations and your call outs either at the beginning of the show or at the very end. And we'll definitely address all of the ones that do come through while the sound is muted. I'll have a list and Joe will help me out and we'll still do those affirmations. But if you want to have your hashtags read out loud, wait till the end or do it right now. And then another part of what we do on this show is that we do the hashtag GameFeels with a Z on Twitter. And this is your opportunity to interact with us, other people watching the show. We want you to affirm each other, affirm yourselves, really, start the weekend on a positive note. And we'll actually be checking game feels at the end of today's show. We usually do it in the middle and then at the end, but because of the way we're structuring it, game feels will be read out at the end of the show.
Perfect.
And I do have one other surprise for you today. We're going to be talking about the game that we're playing, but the actual author of the game is in chat right now.
Hi,
Her name is Caitlynn Belle. And if you all would say hi to her, that would be really super awesome. And Hyper Rabbit Power, go!
It's from the Petrichor.
Oh, the Petrichor. Okay.
One affirmation for our lovely mods, please. Hashtag Mitsuhama.
All right, an affirmation for the mods who, by the way, do an amazing job with this channel. They really help us feel like everyone is here to be together and be a great community. They work tirelessly, so I really mean this one from the bottom of my heart, mods, because, are you ready for this? You are melodic, amusing platypi.
Ooh.
You're
I
singing
feel like that's my
fantasies.
response to every single one, but they're also
They're all
exciting.
so good.
Ooh, how lovely.
Okay, so just a reminder, the format today is that for an hour, we'll be muting the sounds that come out of chat, but then we're gonna be turning it back on.
There's Caitlin.
And there's Kate, she's in chat. Hi, thank you so much for joining us. We're really excited to play your game. And I guess we should get to what we're
the
actually
game
gonna be
is?
playing, right?
You guys can find her at Weird Katie on Twitter and also in here.
Yes. So what we're playing today is a freeform game called Our Radios Are Dying. Now, Our Radios Are Dying, I think, is really representative of the freeform genre. We've talked a little bit about what that is before, but as a reminder, freeform is a type of game in the analog space that exists somewhere between tabletop, which is like D&D, and LARP, which is like vampire. And it also has an element of being rules light and being more interested in narrative and exploration than it is in like killing a monster and getting XP points. So I really like these kinds of games, though I like
never
D&D
played
too.
one.
I know, I'm so excited.
I'm a little nervous, but it's gonna be fun. I trust Strix.
Oh, that's great.
We'll see how it goes. Don't break me.
I won't. No, when I decided that I wanted to bring this game on the show, actually, I immediately thought of Emily.
Oh, really?
Even though she's not played one of these games before, I just had one of these feelings. So I also trust that it's gonna work out really well.
Good.
So the premise of Our Radios Are Dying is that there are two planets at war, Mars and Venus, and one of us is gonna be from Mars and one of us is gonna be from Venus. We're both women, we're in love, and we have been seeing each other secretly for 2 years. Oh, what is that?
Korpenflieger.
Oh, Korpenflieger.
Flieger? Sorry.
Sound shouldn't be muted yet, Joe.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Can you tell us what that said?
Stand by.
Okay. Korpenflieger. Korpenflieger? That's right, he doesn't even know how to say his own username, so I can say it however I want. I remember these things.
Now some Korpenflieger. My name is Corbin E. Strix. All power to Corvids, our liberators. Hashtag Seder Crump. Ravens follow the dragon.
Ah, ravens
Nice.
represent. Okay, let me do an affirmation. That was for Korpenflieger, right? Not for anyone else? Just confirming.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, no, I don't want to do that one. I want you to get a different one. Yes. Oh, that's so perfect. Okay, Korpenflieger, are you ready? Because this one's great. You are a maniacal, bargaining kitsune.
Ooh.
A
See, I
maniacal,
did it again.
bargaining kitsune. Every time. These are so great. So you're like the evil fox spirit, but really cool and cunning. I like that. Not quite a raven, we're getting there. Though I did put that in the deck for you. Just so you know, Korpenflieger, I put raven into the affirmation deck. It's in there somewhere. So if we get through it today, there will be a raven.
Talk
Promise.
about service.
So what was I talking about? The game, which
Yes.
is Our Radios Are Dying. So Our Radios Are Dying is a free game. You can go and download the PDF right now and go play it with one of your friends. It only takes you and another person, and it only takes an hour. So really, really super accessible. and actually really fun to play. The whole reason why I decided to actually bring this game on the show is that I played it for a podcast for Jeff Stormer, which was audio only, and it was still like super intense. And I was like, whoa, where did this game come from? And that's when I got in contact with Caitlynn Belle, and I was like, we have to bring this on the show. So we're gonna be talking about how to run a freeform game successfully. We're gonna be talking about safety issues, setting up a game to be successful. Then we're gonna play the game itself. We'll wrap up, we'll talk about kind of how it went, and then we'll open up to engaging with chat again. So while chat is muted, as again, just the sound, you guys can still type. What you'll find is that we are given prompts in this game to discuss things, and we also want some of those prompts to come from you. So we're still gonna be watching and reading chat, and we'll be using the prompts that you give us during the game live to sort of see where our characters go. Now again, the premise is that we're two women from different planets. The planets are at war, we've been secretly seeing each other, and lesbianism is totally outlawed on both of these planets. We have suffered an accident at a space station, and we are now floating in space with an hour left of oxygen. There is no rescue coming, and we have to figure out how it ends.
How does it end? How does that last hour of your life go when you're with that person?
We're gonna find out.
We will find out.
So I have something that I want to admit, and that's that every time I play one of these games where you have to show, you know, a little bit of vulnerability and a little of trust, I get a little bit nervous.
I'm nervous.
And I think that's actually really natural. It turns a lot of people away from these kind of games. But if you just kind of like push past the nervousness and actually get started with the game, it's really rewarding.
Yeah.
It's
hard to be vulnerable in front of 300 people, you know?
So that is also why I waited until week 7 to run a truly freeform game for you guys, because I want to feel like I can trust you, chat, and I do. So this is me showing trust in you and being vulnerable for you, and I hope that we can have mutual respect throughout today's game.
Let's be gentle with each other.
Yeah, I think it's actually going to be really fun. No, Gil Ramirez. It's not going to get that dark. At least I don't think so.
We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, maybe Emily...
It's freeform. Where's it going to
go? Okay, so let's talk about Our Radios Are Dying. And again, what you can do right now is you can donate or subscribe to get an affirmation. You can tweet us with the hashtag GameFeels with a Z. Like that! Hyper Rabbit Power Go!
This one's for grading.
This is very intense. Remember hashtag Shiawasa's happiness.
Yes, we will not forget that Shiawasa is happiness grading. And I have an affirmation for you.
There's another one that is not seeming to go. This is from 4 AM Critter, and we'll have Joe read it.
Okay. All right, but first gradings. Ooh, this is a good one, grading. Okay, are you ready? Because I'm ready. Grading, you are a helpful, bolting pixie. That's right, a helpful, bolting pixie. So just imagine like the little brownies running around and like doing stuff for people. That's really cool. Okay, Joe, can you read us out the one from 4 AM Critter? It did not vocalize.
Hashtag Seder Crump would like to sponsor some affirmation to our senior executive Osborne for his award-winning industrial design.
All right, so this affirmation is for Osborne. Oh, yes. All right, Osborne, are you ready for this? Because I'm so ready for this. You are a magnificent, whispering gargoyle. That's just really fantastic imagery right now. Did you ever watch the show Gargoyles?
I was just thinking about that show right
They
now.
have great abs.
They did. Gargoyles have surprisingly good abs for just sitting around all day.
Well, they are made of stone, I guess.
It's amazing what happens when someone chisels you. Literally.
Get it? Chiseled.
Yeah. I am sorry.
So again, Caitlynn, the creator of this game, is in chat. Feel free to engage with her, ask her polite questions about the game. I actually spoke with her a little earlier today about the game itself, so let me pull up my notes from our chat. Hope you're ready for this, Caitlynn. So I asked Caitlynn about where this game came from, because it didn't come out of thin air.
Right.
And she told me that it was actually inspired by the real life astronaut Sally Ride.
Yeah.
Sorry. She's an American astronaut, and apparently she had a secret tryst with a Russian cosmonaut. So this is not too far off of reality.
This is news to me, though.
A lot less than you think, I think.
That's fascinating, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, where did they have this tryst?
I don't think in space.
Oh,
That would be really hard.
that would be really hard, but I'm so curious.
But yeah, I definitely want to do more research about this myself,
Yeah.
because I knew about Sally Ride, but I did not know about her having a relationship with a
Yeah.
Russian cosmonaut.
Yeah.
So I found that to be really interesting. And
I
Caitlin,
would read that book and watch that movie and play that game.
see? Gotta get the IP rights.
No kidding.
So Caitlin was really inspired by this, and this was part of the foundation of her game. But then there's also the emotional element, and I asked Caitlin, where did that come from? And Caitlin told me that it was her way of working out feelings that she was having at the time about some of her relationships, and that it took actually over a year to make this game.
Wow.
So the game is deceptively simple, but it took many iterations to get right. And she said that the only thing that got kept from beginning to end was the chairs.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Everything else changed.
Huh.
So it just shows that the iterative process is very, very powerful.
Yeah.
So a little more about Caitlin herself. She's from the South. She's from the Georgia area. And she has a patron, and she makes actually lots of different games, which are all available for free, which is super rad. So if you want to go support her, that would be really cool, because this game is cool and we get to play it for free. And so do all of you. So that's an awesome resource to have if you're a gamer, especially if you are a fearless gamer and you like emotions.
Yes.
So she says that her influences are actually people that I know, so maybe you'll know some of them if you're in indie games, but Jason Morningstar, Emily Care-Boss, Paul Szezeg, and then a lot of Nordic and European LARP styles, which if you know anything about LARP at all, Nordic LARP, they're like the super hardcore.
Yeah.
Like, yes, all the feelings.
Feel those feels.
All of them.
Feel all those feels.
So that's the gist behind the game from Caitlin herself. She's, again, around in chat, so if you want to ask her more questions, feel free. I'm not sure if she'll stay for the whole game, but definitely tell her that if you're going to be playing the game that you are doing that, because she'll find that really exciting. And I guess we can get to talking about how this is going to go today.
Sure.
Let me check the time really quick, because I want to make sure Yeah, this is good. So Our Radios is Dying is, again, really light game. I think there's only 4 or 5 pages in the whole PDF. And we're going to go through how to play. So I'm going to read a little bit out loud, and maybe you can read a little bit out loud too. But we'll start off with how to play. So to play Our Radios Are Dying, you'll need yourself and one other person. Check. An open space to move around in. And a copy of each character sheet. Got that. A timer set for 1 hour, and 2 office chairs with wheels on them. So we're all set here.
That's why the set is a little different.
Now, she does say if you can play somewhere with the lights out and with projections of stars on the walls, that would be fantastic. We tried to set something up like that, but we just couldn't swing it for this time, but we will have stars at some point. Oh, yes.
I mean, I imagine this is a game that you could play again, and it would be a completely different
Oh, it would be
situation.
totally different. It's like, the Pocahontas thing with stepping in the same river twice.
Right.
Emotion is a river,
So
you can't
maybe
step
we'll
in
bring it back
twice.
and see what happens.
Yeah, maybe
down the line.
we can make other people play it too.
Yeah,
Maybe I can just watch for once.
that would be cool. You can coach them from the side.
Yes, I can.
You can be the radio that's dying.
Uh-oh, Strix fact. Strix only agreed to be on Death from Above if she had a handicap because she knows mechs can hurt a goddess. Hurt a goddess. She knows, I know mechs can hurt a goddess, so I need a handicap. I don't
No,
need
she
no
doesn't.
handicaps. TPK, my friends. TPK. I think Tyler's had it out for these guys for a while.
It's
now
true.
It's time to shut him down.
That GM is getting a little ruthless.
He's getting tired of them winning all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm getting tired of it too, so they better watch out.
Yeah.
All right.
Watch out.
So the next thing it says is make sure both players are aware of basic safety protocol for freeform games, which we're actually going to talk about because that's a new subject for us. But the paragraph says no hitting each other, no damage to people's property. I don't think we're going to get that wild.
Yeah.
And we're also going to use the mechanics of cut and break. And this is probably a good time to actually segue into what cut and break are. So when you're playing highly emotional games, it's important to have parameters and rules because you're playing with real vulnerability. So you want to make sure people are safe. And that's always the primary point where you start everything out from. You build from safety. And so in freeform games, there's this sort of universal mechanic that everyone is aware of called cut and break. Now there are other mechanics like it, but this is one of the better known ones, and it's pretty simple. Imagine that you are in a car,
Okay.
and you're going at a certain speed, and someone wants to speed up, or in this case, make it more intense. And you're like, you know what, that's a little bit too much for me at this exact moment. You're actually gonna say out loud the word brake. And that's like putting on the brakes. It doesn't mean stop. It doesn't mean like, oh my God, I can't deal with this, I'm gonna walk off the set. It means, hey, I'm letting you know we're kind of getting up against my comfort zone here. Let's slow it down a little bit. And it's a really easy way to be like, we're in the middle of something and you just say blah, 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 break. And you're like, okay, we both get it. And we're gonna just take a little bit of a step back.
So do you just sort of change the topic, or do you kind of
You can
have
stay
a
on the same
conversation about
topic,
it?
but
do
you
break
don't-
immersion at all?
I mean, saying the word break is technically
Sure.
breaking immersion. But you want to stay in the moment as much as possible. And you basically want to keep either the dial where it is or dial it back a little.
Okay.
I usually dial it back a little when someone says break.
Got it.
Now, these are not punishing words. You want to use break and cut all the time. Because if you're not, then you don't really know what's going on with the other people you're playing with, and that's bad because you want to make sure that everyone is operating at full steam. Strix fact. Strix does not need a radio to communicate with another planet. Her voice carries between the stars. Oh, I love that Strix
That's
fact.
so romantic.
Oh. Okay, and then cut. So cut is one level above break. So break is like, put on the brakes, let's ease this off. And cut is, hey, I need to stop right now.
Right.
So that doesn't mean, again, the game is technically over. It could result that the game is over after having a discussion about why you cut. But basically, cut is, hey, we're stopping all role-playing right now. We are breaking immersion, and we're gonna get together as real people, and we're gonna talk about what is happening right now and normalizing again. So let's say, like, for whatever reason, we're in the middle of the game, and you just start crying because your character's having a lot of emotions, but then, like, you're really crying, and now you can't stop, and you're like, what do I do?
I
Cut. You cut. And that makes all the play stop, and you kind of get back into the groove, and then we'll talk, and we'll be like, hey, how are you doing? Do we need to stop?
Sure.
Or do you want to go on? Or what's, making this happen? And then we'll resolve it from there.
Okay.
So
All about communication.
all
friends.
about communication. Trust is about communication. Vulnerability is about communication. Oh, I love these types of games. They're so scary.
It seems scary. I don't know. I think that's kind of fun about it. You're putting yourself in a situation that you wouldn't possibly be in, and like having an opportunity to experience what it might be like to be a lesbian in space who's dying because there's no oxygen, and like that's a crazy experience that you can never have.
I don't know any other way to do that. So there's one other mechanic that I want to introduce everyone to today, and that's basically an aside or an out of character statement. And this is really simple. So you take your two peace fingers and you cross them somewhere next to your face where the other person can see you. And when you do this, you're now talking out of character.
Okay.
So for instance, we could be in character and I'd be like, Gwen, I'm gonna kill you now. And out of character, I'm like, are you okay with me being aggressive?
Yeah.
And then you would be like, yes. And then I'd be like, okay. And then I would uncross my fingers and we would keep going. So it's a way to have a really quick verbal aside
Okay.
outside of the fiction itself and then keep going.
Okay.
So we probably won't use that one a lot.
Yeah.
But it's there if you need to be like, hey, I'm about to do a thing.
Okay.
Or, hey, are you really okay?
Yeah.
Or any variety of things that you need to say out of character that your character wouldn't say, but you need to talk about right then.
Okay.
The third safety thing is touching.
Okay.
So, let's talk about what we want to do today.
Okay.
So for me personally, I'm fine with like you touching me on the shoulder or on the leg, or if you want to do like a face caress, that's fine. But basically like, bathing suit zone, I don't want to do that.
I'm about the same here. We're good. Same
So,
page.
We're on the same page there?
Yeah.
So this is fine
That's
and this
fine.
is fine
That's
and
fine.
okay, cool. So this is something you definitely want to establish before a game like this, not during a game like this.
Yeah.
Because it can get you in a lot
Trouble.
of trouble. And it can make people uncomfortable and it can make them have bad experiences. And what we want here is we want really good experiences. We want fun experiences. Challenging experiences, but fun. So those are our safety things. Cut and break, the crossed finger aside, and
Touching.
Establish touch parameters.
Yes.
Always do that. Always do that in a game like this, no matter what kind of game it is. If it's about bunnies or monkeys or space lesbians, just do it. Anywhere, anytime that you're doing freeform, you just want to do that. Okay. Moving on. Okay, so we talked about safety, and we talked about physical contact rules. So our radios are dying. Suggest using modified Ars Armandi technique. Now, I know you guys probably don't know what Ars Armandi is.
I don't.
Ars Armandi came about because basically someone in Europe wanted to be able to simulate having sex in character without
Actually
having sex in character, but in a way that wasn't creepy or weird or bad. So we're actually not going to be using Ars Armandi today. However, I do plan on teaching an Ars Armandi workshop to you guys at some point later on. But basically, Ars Armandi, if I can have your arm, dear, is just touch along the hands and arms to simulate like other acts.
Got it.
And so that's
Does like a specific thing mean a specific
is,
thing? Interesting.
Yeah. So Ars Armandi is awesome. If you want to Google that, you totally can. I will be at some point teaching you guys Ars Armandi, but that's not today. I don't want to overburden Emily with too many things. And it's just really great for intimacy.
Sure.
In general, it doesn't have to be sex. Even if you don't have any sex in your game, you can have Ars Armandi. And we've actually started adopting it at a lot of games here in the US. I know that Dystopia Rising, which is a Chronicle LARP, that is national, they have a chapter in Texas that is officially using Ars Armandi. We use it a lot in games like these. So it's a fun little mechanic to pick up because it can intensify your feelings. Okay, so that was Ars Armandi. So for this game, you'll both be playing aliens trapped inside of spacesuits. So within the narrative, you wouldn't be able to kiss or have sexual contact. So this makes sense. In essence, to demonstrate romance and affection for other player, hold their hand, touch their arm or their shoulder, talk about it beforehand, and make sure that both of you are the same page as to where it's okay to touch. This is not only how you as players will demonstrate affection and romantic interest in each other, but also how your characters are forced to, because you're in spacesuits. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. So you want to set aside roughly an hour to play. You're going to set the timer for exactly an hour because at the end of that hour, your ladies run out of air and they die, probably dramatically. We're going to find out. And so you just want to make sure you have your timer ready. When the timer goes off, the game ends. At the end of the game, put your character sheets away, stand up and stretch, and spend some time talking about the game and how you felt. Make sure you and the other player are okay and in a good headspace about it, which we will do. So, both players sit down in their rolling chairs and roll around the open space to simulate floating through zero gravity. Your spacesuits have about an hour's worth of oxygen left, as well as limited propulsion capabilities. So you can maneuver yourself a little as you drift. You are deep in space with no hope of salvation. So this is a great game. So make sure both you and your partner are aware. At the end of the game, you both die. In case that it's not clear, there is no hope. Your character sheets will fill you in on all the details, but essentially, you and your lesbian lover from another planet stole away aboard a space station to have a night alone. Your worlds are at war, and fraternizing with the enemy will result in jail time, while same-sex relationships will result in death. After a mishap with repairing the outside of the station, you are both propelled through space, drifting alone and afraid. You have an hour to spell out your final words to each other, revealing things you've always wanted to say but never could. Now is as time as good as any. Whew. Heavy. Okay, so let's talk about the characters. So we have two characters to choose from, obviously. And we have, this one's always easier for me to say, Gwynna Hixera, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to say the other one?
Visethau.
Visethau? Visethau. Maybe.
Thou.
Thou.
Visethau. It's very regal.
Yes. Strix moved back into the influence of the building of the Gymno to set for this episode. Yes. Yes, we did. Okay, so we have two characters, and there's a little bit on each sheet explaining who they are and what they're about. And I don't know. Have you reviewed these yet?
I have a bit.
Okay.
I'm kind of leaning towards Visaithau.
Visaithau.
A
All right.
little bit.
So that would leave me Gwynhixera, which is a cool name too.
It is.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about Visaithau?
Well, Visaithau is a pilot, I think, from Mars. And she is very passionate, and she is from Mars. Sorry. Hello.
Oh, you're the Mars one. Okay.
Yeah.
You're the militaristic one.
Yes.
Okay.
So it says that Mars is a passionate, artistic place full of volcanoes that erupt gold, with an honorable culture based on strength, loyalty, and ethics. Martians can speak to all animals and plants on their homeworld.
Oh, wow.
Very.
You talk to animals and plants.
That's cool. I wonder what they have to say about the war.
What do they say about the war?
They don't like it. Because apparently Venusians, Venus, is that how you say it?
Venusians, yeah. why not?
Venusians are, they're very angry people. So I can't imagine that they would appreciate the animals trying to talk to them.
Well, that's not very fair.
No.
Anything else we should know?
Let's see. I'm not sure.
All right. So I'm playing Gwynhixera, and I am a Venusian, so I am from Venus, and I am a Venusian cosmonaut. And on my homeworld, I am famous for my intelligence, my wisdom, my beauty, and my skill. So I have piloted many, many missions of great importance for my people, some of them against the Martians. And I am obviously a secret lesbian with you.
Yes.
So my world is really beautiful. It's full of massive gardens and rainbow rain. So the rain is actually rainbow colored. And we have a culture based on religion, ritual, and telepathic hive mind links. Now the telepathy only works on the surface of the planet. So it's not gonna work out here, and it won't work with you. But it's a really important part of my life is
Right.
having this connection with all of these other Venusians.
Something I can't possibly share.
No, are you getting where this is going? We are engaged in a terrible war with the Martians, and we don't like them at all because they have a terrible fire-blasted, barren planet, and they murder and sacrifice in the name of dead gods. So we're not really up on your guys' culture.
Yeah, well.
I'm just saying, you got some things to work out. So that's the background of both of our characters. Now, we do have prompts on this page, basically discussion topics that we should address during this last hour of our lives, the things that we want to say but didn't. And again, we would love for you, chat, to also post discussion topics for us once the game begins. And we can interact with you and work it into what we're talking to each other about. Now, we've been together for 2 years, so do I really call you Visanathu like the whole time? Do I have a nickname for you?
Let's see. I think you said Vita earlier. I liked that.
Oh, Vita?
Yeah.
Okay, so Vita. And then what do I call you when I'm mad at you?
Visaithau.
Visaithau?
Got some power behind it. Visaithau.
Visaithau and Vita.
Yes.
Okay, what about me?
I think Gwen is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then
So, Gwynhixera, or maybe Gwynny,
Gwenny.
or maybe like Ra.
Rah.
Ooh. Ra!
Got some power there.
Okay, so we can like use a variety of these names during play to sort of let each other know, like, I'm mad at you. I really like you right now. Okay. So, let me see what time it is, because it is, yep, it's about that time. About that time. Okay, so one last little addendum here before we jump in. So this is Weekly Affirmations if you're just joining us. We are playing the game Our Radios Are Dying by Caitlynn Belle, who is in chat right now if you want to talk to her. We'd love for you to donate or subscribe. If you do so before we turn off the sound, I will give you your weekly affirmation right now. Otherwise, we'll wait until the game is over. We'll turn the chat sound back on, and we'll catch up on any that come through while we were playing. We also love for you to tweet at us while we're playing with the hashtag GameFeels with a Z. Please use the hashtag GameFeels to affirm yourselves, affirm each other, talk about what you're feeling with the show, especially today. And at the end of the show, we're going to actually pull those tweets up live and read them out loud to you guys. And is there anything else am I missing here?
No.
All right.
It's gonna be good.
Okay, so, one last thing.
Yeah.
So there's a little exercise I want to do with you. Hyper
Rapid
Power
Power,
Go! Somebody was listening.
Aranax,
Aranax, you have better eyes
This
than me.
has so much potential. Thank you both for playing this game. Hashtag Evo.
Oh, thank you, Aranax. Oh. Okay, Aranax. You are a jolly, entertaining fawn. Hyper Rapid Power Go!
Angeles.
Affirmations for Weird KT.
Yes. That is the creator of this game, by the way. Alright, Katie, I got an affirmation from you, from chat for you, so that's really cool. I'm glad that you were able to join us today. It means a lot to us.
Yeah, thank you.
And your affirmation is that you are a wide-eyed, applauding griffin.
Nice.
Which is great. Hopefully you can applaud us while we play.
I hope that you want to applaud us all today.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. We are going to spend exactly 1 minute staring into each other's eyes and holding each other's hands. When that minute is over, we're gonna go right into the game.
Okay.
And it will be an hour. So Joe, you're gonna put a timer up for chat so that they can see. I'm gonna have my own timer on my phone.
I'm gonna be serious, but I might giggle through the whole thing.
It's okay if you giggle through the whole thing.
Okay.
So let me pull up my stopwatch. Do I have a stopwatch? I better have a stopwatch.
Donation sounds getting shut off.
Okay, yeah, so we're going to chat silence right now. We still can see you guys. Make sure that you give us suggestions for what we should talk about while we are facing our end together in the cold of space. But otherwise, we will see you on the other side.
Hyper Rapid
Power Go! Someone's stuck in!
Strike. 44.
I'm looking so forward to this game. Hashtag Neonet affirmation for our missing leaders act less than 3.
Okay, awesome. Let me just... Who was it for him?
It was for Zach.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right, this affirmation is for Zach, and he is a delightful, cackling leprechaun, which is so great if you know Zach at all. Delightful, cackling leprechaun. I think last week he was a steed.
A steed.
A steed.
Ooh. I'm not sure that fits.
Okay, so I'm going to time a minute here.
Okay.
We're gonna face each other. We're gonna get a little intense before we start.
Okay, we're getting intense.
And now we want chat muted for real. Okay, so.
I feel like I have to smile the whole time.
My mouth feels weird.
I do.
Okay, let's roll in to start.
All right.
Clock has started. And we are in space.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
So let's set it up that
Okay.
we have already been launched out, and we know that there's no way to get back now. So we can skip the whole, oh my god, let's call the radio
Okay,
to
good.
space. 'Cause we don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit.
We're not getting back.
I think we're really not getting back?
How could we?
Well, you said you wanted to spend the rest of our lives together. We win.
You're so optimistic.
No, I just am good at bad jokes. You know that.
Okay, well, okay. Okay. This is what's happening. Okay.
Yeah, this is what's happening. Holy shit, it is dark out here.
Yeah. How much oxygen do you have left?
I have 58 minutes. How much do you have left?
About the same.
Oh my god, really?
Oh my gosh, okay.
What about your scrubbers?
No.
Okay, alright. Well. So what do we do for...
I guess we hang out together. You're right, I did always want to spend the rest of my life with you, so I guess this is it.
I mean, levity aside, this is not really what I imagined.
I mean, me either. What did you imagine?
Well, actually I don't know what I imagined, because it's not like we could have gone anywhere.
This again.
I'm serious, it's not like we could have run off together.
I mean, I know, but isn't it nice to think about?
Why, do we torture ourselves?
Yeah?
I know you're into that, and that's cool, but I'm not really.
I mean, next year maybe.
Next year what?
We could have found a way.
What, on the dark side of Europa? Like, where did you think that we were gonna go, honey?
I mean, anywhere.
Vita, really?
I just want to be with you. I know it's hard, but why can't you come to Mars with me? Not like we can't anymore.
List the ways, Vita. First of all, our peoples are at war. Second of all, I am kind of running missions for that war against your people, and you're doing the same against mine. 3, we would both die instantly upon landing on the surface.
Just don't understand why you won't budge on it.
Does that really matter now?
Guess not.
I guess it never really mattered. It's not like we could have done anything about it.
I mean,
it's been 2 years. It's been good sometimes.
it's been good a lot.
Okay, so it's been good a lot. But we knew that nothing was gonna happen.
Remember that time on Luna?
Which time? You mean the second time?
Yeah.
Oh God. You want to bring that up now?
I mean, what else are we gonna do? Or just float here?
Well, it's funny that you bring up Luna. After... You know what, never mind. You know what, actually, yes, mind. Because this is the last chance that I'm ever going to get to say this. I cannot believe that you just left me at the station without telling me where you were going.
I mean, what was I supposed to do? We were gonna be caught. We were gonna be found out, and then we would have both been killed.
Really, Miss Grand Ideas, let's go land on Mars?
I mean, why not?
What is wrong with your brain, Vita? Like, seriously, if I was not the one who kept us in check, we would already both be dead by now.
Probably, but...
I always have to be, like, the freaking parent. It's
No.
not fair. No, I always have to cater to your emotions because you're the really romantic, sensitive one. Well, you know what? I have the exact same feelings that you do, only I want to make sure that we actually live. And now, it doesn't even freaking matter.
Well, it would matter if you hadn't cut the thing.
Oh, you're blaming that shit on me? Are you really blaming that shit on me? Where was your tether? Was it secured?
Mine was secured to yours.
Well, that's what you get. I can't believe you. I cannot believe that you just said that.
Why? It's your fault.
It is not my fault.
If you're in a relationship and you're both tethered together, you're supposed to look out for the other person.
Wait, what are we talking about?
The tether.
Are you sure we're talking about the tether?
This is so like you. To just
What?
read into everything.
Oh, I'm sorry. I pay attention. I didn't know that was a mortal sin. Unlike you, who doesn't pay attention to everything, I literally have to scream at the top of my lungs when I have needs. Because otherwise, they don't get addressed. I'm sorry. All right.
What did you think next year would be like?
What did I think next year would be like?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna go out on an extended mission.
What? That's so like you. To just not say what you're thinking or to plan ahead with me. Like, you plan ahead on your own, but you never talk to me about what you're planning.
Of course I plan ahead on my own. We can't conceivably really ever be together. We only have these like little bubble moments where we can go to a space station or the dark side of a planet and like make out, and that's great, but like really?
Why are you still with me? Why do you keep having these bubble moments?
Because I can't help it. I mean, maybe that's weak character or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weak.
Yeah, maybe you are, but I am too.
Great, we can be weak together and die in a blubbering mess. That's my favorite.
What a turn on.
Hey. Again, with the poking. I don't see, this is why I always keep on my guard with you.
It
Because
was
you're
a
always
joke.
trying to find the place in the ribs where you can stick the knife.
It was a joke. I mean, come on. You don't want like a moment of levity?
Hey, I started us out with one.
I know.
How much oxygen do we have left? I need to check my scope. Okay, 50 minutes. So what do you want to spend the next 50 minutes doing?
I mean, I'd love to spend the last 50 minutes of my life just reflecting on the love and devotion I feel to my partner, but apparently you're not one.
thought I made that pretty clear.
What?
Oh boy. Okay. There is probably something that I should tell you. I mean, besides the mission.
What? Spit it out.
Okay, well, you know how on Venus we're all telepathically connected and we all know each other's business?
Yeah,
and...
no weird shit.
What?
What? Nothing.
Anyway, it's really hard to keep secrets on Venus unless you
Who found out?
No one found out. Can I finish my sentence, please? It's really hard to make people believe that you are not a delinquent unless you play the part.
Okay. What does that mean? What are you talking about?
I'm married.
You're married? Oh my god.
You have to understand.
Oh my god.
No, it's really important that you understand this. Like, it would have given me away if I had not.
I
mean, you never listen to me. You never listen to my cues. I've been trying to.
I'm not good at picking up on cues. How many times do I have to tell you you need to be straightforward with me? Why can't you just be straightforward? Can't you just say what you're thinking? Why does it always have to be an allusion to something? I don't understand.
You know what I don't understand? I don't understand why you can't accept reality and work around it, and you make me do all of that work for you, and you can just go la-di-da, everything is fine, I love you, I don't have to worry about anything because I do. I'm the one that worries.
Because I just feel like it's gonna work out.
Ooh, like magic?
I guess. I don't know.
Is that what they teach you on Mars? Magic?
I mean, we talk to animals and shit. That's magic enough.
I just, thought you deserved to know.
Do you
want to ask that question?
I mean, obviously you still come out here with me, so... I mean, how long have you been married?
6 years.
Oh my god. So, like, longer than we've known each other, even.
Yes?
Okay, there are, like, children?
No. There's no children. I'm an officer, I don't have children. But that has been a feat in itself, let me tell you.
Yeah, well, I can't believe you didn't tell me this.
Was there really a point during the time when we were together? Like,
why did you have to stay married? Like, why would you why do you have to divide yourself between two people?
I just explained it to you.
No, you didn't, because you're talking about it analytically. You're not talking about it on, like, a feelings level. Like, how can you possibly keep that separation? Why don't you just think about me?
Well, I could ask you the same thing. Why don't you just think about me? Why don't you stop being a frickin' cosmonaut and running missions against Venus? Why don't you think about me?
I think about you all the time. I can't sleep because of you. Why can't you acknowledge that it's really hard to find this shit out? I can't even put it into words right now.
I didn't want to do it this way.
Well, yeah, saving it for the end. Great. Now I'm gonna go into...
I didn't know this was gonna happen. You didn't know this was gonna happen. I'm trying my best, Vita. I know I'm an idiot, okay? I know that I'm like some sort of like emotional robot, but I'm trying. This is me like really, really trying, because I knew, because I calculated that you were gonna get super upset and I was gonna have to deal with the emotions, and I'm doing that. I'm willing to pay that price, okay?
Yeah.
Just yeah?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay. I'm just saying you don't have that long to think. I'm sorry.
Thank you for reminding me of my imminent death.
I'm sorry. I mean, if it's any consolation, I would rather be out here with you than him.
I mean, a little bit.
A lot of it.
Helps a little bit.
Come here.
He's gonna be so sad.
Oh, you won't care. Are you kidding me?
You don't think so?
No. I mean, I'll give him this. He knows what's up.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could just stay like this.
The whole time. I think I get a crick in my neck. I think you get a crick in your neck.
Yeah.
I know that your right shoulder's all messed up.
Yeah, it's really never been the same.
How did you do that anyway? You never told me.
We crashed in the forest of Venus.
You what?
And,
Hang
we
on,
were on a mission.
What? Whoa. You were planet side?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
It was about a year ago. What I meant to say was, it was before we met.
It was not before we met. We met 2 years ago.
I know.
And you flew a fucking mission to Venus and you landed planet
It was
side.
on the
and
other
you
side
didn't
of the
tell me?
planet.
What
It
were
was
you
on the
doing
other
on
side.
Venus?
It's classified.
Well, it's not fucking classified anymore. Tell me.
We were on a recon mission to try to find out more about how the hive mind works.
Go on.
Lost a really good guy.
I'm
Not
sure.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
We crashed in the jungle. We were trying to get into this one facility. And it was just supposed to be in and out. We were just trying to understand how it works. I mean, you gotta admit that, like, the hive mind thing is really weird.
There are so many levels of wrong with this that I actually don't even know where to start, and that's unusual for me.
Start somewhere, anywhere. We got time.
I don't know. Like, one, telepathic communication is part of my life.
Right, but I don't understand it.
And you can't.
I want to.
Because you can't go to the surface, except for on recon missions. I mean, you're lucky you weren't near anyone. Do you know what would have happened?
Yeah, probably would have been killed.
A lot worse than that, Vita. So, one, it's none of your frickin' business how that works.
Why not? Aren't we supposed to know everything about each other?
I don't know about that.
Why don't you want to tell me these things?
Well, I don't know. Let's look at the hypocrisy. I landed on your planet because I was spying on you and never told you.
I wasn't spying on you.
When was this? Was this... It was not right before Luna. That's what the bruises freaking were? You told me he was a... if I could strangle you through a spacesuit, I would freaking do it right now, Vita. I cannot believe your ass.
Really? Come on, don't act like you haven't been keeping secrets from me. What else are you hiding?
My secret was not that I was trying to destroy your freaking planet.
I wasn't trying to destroy your planet. I was trying to understand.
So that you could destroy it, because that's what Martians are good at.
let's just group you in with the Venusians. Just, you're also calculating and just, if you even step foot on my planet, I can't even imagine, like, the chaos that would happen.
Oh, I'm sure I would just rain down fire and brimstone.
Yeah.
You know, this is why I never brought these things up, because I actually did know better. I knew that this little bubble of peace that we had was really just impermanent and ethereal, and that the slightest thing could touch it off. You want to tell me that's love?
Isn't love supposed to be fiery?
Maybe on your planet.
Yeah. On my planet? Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Good point. There is that. That was very enlightening. It was very enlightening, actually. But it's not an excuse, okay? I think we made the best of what we could. And it wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
Okay? And I knew that. But you had your freaking fingers in your ears about it.
I mean,
someone has to care about it, and I didn't get a choice. You made it be me.
you could have asked. You never, like, this was what I'm saying, though. You're not straightforward enough. I have enough trouble understanding all of these sort of layered things. I just need that, I want to be your partner in things. Why won't you let me? You just throw them at me once you're angry. You bottle them up.
Because you can't be my partner in things.
Just because I'm not telepathic.
Because we live like on opposite ends of the solar system, Vita.
I mean,
Because
it always comes down to that. So then
what
why?
do you want? Do you want
I
me to bend space-time for you?
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, that would be great.
It's not funny, okay?
I mean, what else are we supposed to do?
It's not fair. That I always have to be the heartache case. I always have to be the bad guy.
I mean, I don't mean to put you in that position, but yeah, like, you do have to be the bad guy sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, you act it. You just take it on. Why can't you just try to let me...
You know why I wasn't there for your birthday this year?
Why?
Because I was on Venus, pretending that I was in a successful relationship with my husband.
Nice.
Did you just not hear the context of that statement? I was
Apparently not.
sacrificing for you!
But you weren't with me.
Is that all that matters? Just right here, right now, whatever's in your face, and then as soon as it's gone, you forget?
Yes.
Well, I don't.
I mean, why would you... Every moment is just... It's moment by moment. And you're always trying to plan everything out. And, like...
We have to. We have to.
You mean-
We would have been executed like years ago. And you've made that my problem, and I have had to degrade myself and suffer in silence and pretend like everything is okay when it's not okay, and you just take that for granted. It's Vita, Vita, Vita all the time. Like the real world doesn't exist.
I know the real world exists. We're at war. Don't act like you guys haven't done anything wrong to us. Don't act like that.
Pretty sure I didn't say anything.
It's just in that look that you get
Oh, what's that look?
every time.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't look like that.
Oh, come on. You do that all the time.
I mean, I do the eye roll, okay, but I don't do the...
Your face gets all puckered up.
That's
It's really
not
cute.
true.
It's really cute. It's really cute. It's really cute.
I don't like you.
Yeah, you do.
So,
Who else would you choose to spend your last 40 minutes with?
can we not think about that for? Sure. It's just making me a little hot.
Yeah. It's really pretty out here.
Yeah, I guess so. Just, this is not how I thought it would go.
Yeah, me either. If you were gonna die, like you are now,
Well, yes. Yes,
how would
Vita.
you ideally go out?
Ideally?
Ideally.
Well, ideally, like, the space shoots wouldn't be an issue.
Sure.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But I don't know, you're supposed to do positive things, I guess.
I guess. I think you can do whatever you want.
We've been doing a great job so far.
Yeah.
And we wonder why we are at war.
Maybe we couldn't have made it another year.
Whoa, you mean us as a relationship?
Yeah.
Or like us like getting found out? Because those are two different things.
I guess both.
You really think we would have broken up in a year? I mean, it's not like we get to see each other very often, so it strings out over a longer period of time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we probably would have been found out.
I mean, since you take no considerations at all, yes. That would have eventually happened.
Of course, it comes back to that.
Hey,
That's fine, I'll let it go.
No. I'm still here, aren't I?
Yeah.
I want you to just take a second and think. Think about what that choice means.
But you could say the same thing to your husband.
No, you don't get it.
I want to get it. Explain it to me.
Okay. So, I know with my big fat brain that on the course that we are on, we would have eventually been found out and executed, which on my planet is not a really great experience.
Yeah. What do they do over there?
Well, because of the psychic screaming, they lobotomize you first, and then it's kind of slow. Anyway, my point is, I'm driving at a logical thing here, okay? I knew that that was what was going to happen, given our current trajectory. You with me so far?
Yeah.
I made the decision anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's like me.
It's hard.
I mean,
Just knowing that. I don't know.
You want, like undying declarations of love, is that more convincing than me like signing my own death warrant for you?
I need to hear it.
Why can't you just see it?
Because my eyesight's not that good.
Ha 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 ha.
You told me you love me.
Oh god.
Like you used to.
Oh my god.
Please.
Gosh, you give me the face, Vita. Okay. Vita, I love you so much that I would rather be riding off to certain death in space with you than at home with my boring husband.
I bet he's really boring.
Yeah, he's so ugly.
Good.
He's really ugly.
Can't possibly look as fancy as this.
And he's
fly Mars.
balding. He has gap teeth.
Ew. How did you meet him?
And as a kid, he had a skin condition, so
Ew.
he's all scaly.
How did you meet him?
He's terrible.
I want to know. I really want to know.
Okay, I made all that up to make you feel
Really?
better. Yes, but
Aw, man.
We were at the academy together. He actually washed out, and I didn't.
So, don't know, I guess I'm glad that you didn't wash out, because then I wouldn't have met you. Wish it was under better circumstances, though.
What? How we met was totally cool.
I guess it was kind of cool. You looked really hot.
And that's hard to do in flight suits.
I
right?
know, but you get that cool, like, yeah. You always do that.
I do, really?
Yeah, you really do. You lead with your chest.
Well, I mean, I gotta really work at it, because,
Yeah.
you know, there's not... Gotta maximize.
It's okay. I like it.
I know.
You said that you were gonna meet me on Luna again.
Yeah. And...
You gave some bullshit excuse about mission, but I know that's not true, so what was it?
I mean... I'm getting some radio. Hello?
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 Is the radio working? Hello?
It's just static. Damn it.
Oh my god.
I was on mission. I didn't lie.
Where?
Phoebus.
What? Why? Why did they send you there?
It's classified information. Does that sound familiar?
Parrot.
Hey,
Yeah.
you dig, you receive. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I was on mission.
I
We're
know,
on
I
Phoebus.
deserved it.
I really don't think you want to know any more than that, so.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
What were you there to see? What were you there to kill?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
Why?
Because what else do we have to talk about right
Well, 'cause
now?
you're gonna think I'm a, more terrible person than you probably already did.
I mean, we both did shitty things for our planet.
We're working on a tactical communication system.
For what purpose?
Coordinating automated satellites.
What were you trying to do? Tap our everything?
No,
No, what? You can't just stop there.
no, we weren't trying to tap into your communications.
Okay, well, don't go so round about it. This is what I'm talking about.
I answered your question
Yeah.
directly.
You know that. Okay, okay, all right. God. You're so difficult.
I don't know what you're talking about. I am very exacting, and I answered your question. I mean, as much as I told you already is like 5 death sentences. And not, it doesn't matter anymore because we're gonna die anyway, but like, come on.
What were you trying to do? I just need to know.
Really,
I just need to
I don't
know.
think I should tell you.
Why? What is so wrong with what you did that you're scared to tell me? Why are you so scared?
I'm not.
Yeah, you are. Why are you scared?
We're working on biome deployment.
What?
Bacteria.
That's terrible.
I didn't say what we were doing with it. I'm just saying we were working
I
on
mean,
deploying
I doubt that you were
bacteria.
trying to like heal the planet.
It was Phoebus. It's a dead moon.
So what? You were trying to make it possible to colonize? Were you trying to just get closer so that you guys could take over?
I mean, not to put too fine a point on it. You wanted to know, okay? We were testing out new technology for deploying living biomes to surfaces and having them survive and colonate. Now you know. Now you know. See, aren't you so glad you asked and then you kept pressing for it? Isn't that great? Didn't you get exactly what you wanted?
Guess I did.
can never just listen to me when I tell you what is good for you.
That's because you don't necessarily know what's good for me.
Well, you don't
Why
either.
don't you trust me to know what's good for
Hot
myself?
mess. You're a
What
hot
are you
mess,
talking
Vita.
about?
Okay, you want to talk about when we met? You were like 3 sheets to the freaking wind. You're a sloppy ass drunk, and it was sloppy ass sex. Okay, I'm just saying. It got better after that, but holy Christ, girl.
I saw some shit that week, okay?
Apparently.
2 guys in my team died, and you should have seen their fucking body parts scattered across the ground. I felt like I really deserved that drink. Those
Drinks.
Shut up.
Honey.
Why would you bring that up?
Because we're talking about everything. We're talking about our feelings. We're being open. Isn't it great?
Why are you so condescending?
Because I know that this is not actually a good thing, and you will not listen to me. Because you are incapable of listening. You're like a child. Grab,
What?
consume, grab, desire.
Well, you're so like. Ugh. I can't even look at you right now.
Fine, then don't. I'm not gonna look at you either. We can just die in silence. Have it your way.
Fine, I will.
Fine.
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 You always have to have the last word.
Yes. Are we really gonna do this?
What?
Are we really going to spend our last minutes at each other's throats? We've managed 2 years of not doing this, and now it's all coming out.
2 years of not doing this, really?
Come on, work.
It's getting a little thin in here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
What?
There's just not that much time left.
Oh my
God, this is so shitty.
It's getting a little thin in here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
What?
There's just not that much time left.
Oh my
God, this is so shitty. Okay, you know what? It's your turn.
For what?
You tell me.
Tell you what?
Really?
Don't you want to just keep it nice?
No, you goofball. You tell me how you feel about me in the nice ways. I don't really want to hear about the other ways right now. Of course, there's no time for that. There we go.
I mean, you're perfect. I know I know that makes no sense to say after everything that we've just been talking about, and obviously, like, we're both shitty people. But
You're not a shitty person.
I mean, I've done some shit. I don't know about you.
Well, yeah, but you're not a shitty person. You're a really passionate individual who has strong feelings, and you're moved by many things that I wish I could be moved by. You move me, though.
Thanks. I wish I was smart like you. You're so smart. Like, I wish that I was able to keep all of that information in my brain like you do. And then just got that, like, I mean, all right, don't get mad at me, please. But one of my fellow agents may have ended up with some video footage of just like a gala that you were at. But you were so like, I mean, I may have stolen it, but
You were spying on me?
I wasn't spying.
On
I
a
was
surface?
not intentionally. I mean,
Uh-huh.
it was them, not me.
You were totally spying on me.
Sure, fine. Amazingly, you kept that husband a secret still, but whatever, it's fine. But you were just so elegant, and everybody would talk to you, and you were so radiant, and just looked like you were having such a nice time. It was really nice. I imagine that sounds really creepy, but
No, it's nice. All right, I have something to show you.
okay.
You have to understand this is like scarier than like telling you about my husband.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just do it so you don't freak out.
Okay.
And my character pulls out from her outer flap of her EVA suit a picture. You know when that's from?
No, you look really young though.
No, that's us, silly.
But I didn't even notice myself in there.
You're right next to me.
I guess a lot has changed.
You know, I know it's stupid, but
I just kept that in there even though...
I keep it all the time. Even though it's a big, oh, look at me, I'm a lesbian, kill me. I told you. Told you.
Yeah, you did.
You did?
Yeah.
I'm scared.
You do. But, like you said, there's nobody else I'd rather die in the ethers of space with.
You think it will... You know what, I don't.
What?
I don't need to think about it. I don't need to think about it. No.
Tell me. I mean, what's holding you back at this point, really?
Just, I don't know, like how much it's gonna hurt.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I've never died before. I've heard that it feels like when your oxygen runs out, it feels really like empty.
Empty?
Yeah.
Well, yes, because you don't have any more oxygen.
I know, but it's just that your body kind of... I don't know. I hope it's not painful.
Well, what if it is?
I'll hold your hand.
You make me feel all the squicky things, which I hate. I really hate. I hate them. I hate them a lot.
Squirky feelings are fun feelings.
Yeah, I guess, but...
What are you thinking?
You're gonna laugh?
Probably.
Thinking about my mortgage.
What?
I'm just thinking about my mortgage being due and how I'm not gonna pay it, and I wonder how long it's gonna take everyone to figure out that they need to pay the mortgage. The goddamn mortgage. Out of everything else that I could be thinking of, I'm like, are they gonna forget to pay the mortgage?
Yeah, they probably are, because you're on top of that kind of thing.
I am on top of that kind of thing.
You're really good at that kind of thing.
That's right.
I like you.
I like you too.
It's good.
know what? I'm gonna check my gauge. I'm just gonna check my gauge, okay?
I just want it to be like
I need
a surprise.
No,
Surprise,
I don't
you're
want it
dead.
to be a fucking surprise.
What's it say?
45, 40, and some milliseconds. So, getting a little ahead of ourselves, I guess, but not a whole lot.
I don't know. Would you rather just end here?
We mean like just...
I don't know.
You really want to just... kind of just... But then that's it.
Yeah.
But I guess it's under our own power. That's something.
Yeah. I guess it's just another 15 minutes for us to fight.
You know, for once you've made an excellent point. Let me just check my gauge one more time. Let me just...
Okay.
I need to see. Okay, you know what? Fine, fuck the gauge. You wanna go out in a blaze of glory, Vita style? Then let's do it.
Really? Oh, okay. I don't know if I can.
No, you're right. This is torture. We should just get the torture over with, because this is a good wrapping up point, and we don't want to start fighting again. And that would just be stupid, because this is good. This is good.
Okay, I'm feeling a lot of feelings.
Okay.
I'm using up. Oh my gosh.
All right,
okay.
all right, calm down.
I don't know if I can do that. Never mind. Bad idea. Why do I always do this? Why do I always do this?
Okay, all right, hang on. Don't use it all up. You can't let me watch you die and then die.
Yeah, that would be terrible. That would be a really bad thing to do.
Don't do that to me. So calm.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So be clear, you don't want to end.
I don't know.
All right.
You're really good at deciding things. Maybe
You want
should
me to decide?
I'm just throwing it out there. I trust you. No matter what, we're going out together, babe.
That's true. I just kind of, it's a lot faster, right? And you don't have to asphyxiate if you just, pop off the helmet, and it's like 3 seconds and you're done.
Kind of romantic, right? Maybe not. Okay.
No, let's... Because we're gonna spend so long trying to decide to do it that it's just gonna happen anyway.
I'm really scared.
Okay. No, it's okay.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay. We're gonna be okay. No, we're gonna be okay. Don't.
We're gonna die. We're actually dying. That's a thing. That is happening. How the hell did we get here?
Do you want logical Gwen right now?
I don't know.
Or do you want
No,
not logical?
no.
Okay. We're here because this is where we are supposed to be, and we needed to hear each other say these things. And you know what? Death comes for everybody. And we've been luckier than most. I've run so many missions that sort of just ended things, and you did too. And this is a gift that we got. It's a gift, Vita. We got everything we could have ever asked for. Because this was gonna happen. One way or the other, and it gets to be this way. Okay?
Yeah. You're right.
And, you know, most of the time when you die alone. And we don't have to do that.
You can just kick the bucket together.
I mean, yeah.
Do you want to?
I don't think we really have a choice.
I mean, we're gonna die together, but do you want to just...
Not asphyxiate?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so here's what we'll do.
Okay.
We will grab each other's helmet brackets, and then we'll just push them at the same time.
What if one of us doesn't do it?
Better fucking do it.
But I mean, what if, just like, what if I don't hit it right? And
Don't think about that. Just,
what if you're just stuck with my body?
okay, you know what? Here. Here. Okay. You got your fingers on?
Yeah. Love you.
I do love you too.
Okay.
You ready?
How do you want to do this? Count it down?
No, I don't. Just look at me.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we just kind of float in space. And that's it. Game! Holy shit! We're gonna have to take a minute here, folks.
I had a lot of game feels.
Oh my gosh, the game feels. Whew. Okay. I've never seen that happen before with this game.
Really?
I've seen everyone go to the end.
Huh.
So we had like 5-ish minutes left.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
A little shaky.
So a little shaky. We can go ahead and turn the chat sounds back on now, if you would be so kind. Whew.
I have a lot of feelings.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is something that is usually built into these games, where we have a debrief.
Okay.
The word is called a debrief.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about sort of what we went through and what we felt like at different times and where we are right now. So, Emily, this was like your first Freeform
It
game.
was.
I just want to say that you are amazing.
Oh,
and
thank
my
you.
instincts were totally right.
Thank you.
You
I actually think
rocked this.
this was easier than tabletop role playing for me.
How so?
It's easier for me to get into a character that doesn't have stats and things that I have to keep in mind. And it was really intimidating at first to not know like my backstory, but we sort of built it together, and it was fun. It was really fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, feelings. I have
Feelings.
them.
So, secret, these games are really challenging
Yeah.
for me. And I'm sure you found it challenging too. But there were times when I was like actually welling up with like a little bit of tearage. And I was like, oh my God, am I gonna cry? Am I gonna cry on TV? Because there's always that, part of your head that's back there and still thinking about everything else that's going on while you're still trying to be in character. And there are times when I'm like, do I press harder on this?
Yeah.
Do I like back off a little bit? Thank you guys also for being with us on this journey.
I have
It was
to
really
agree,
cool.
Weird Katie, your game is fucking amazing.
It's fucking amazing.
It's so good. I want to play your other games now.
So what I found really interesting is that I actually brought up like issues from previous relationships and like threw them out there.
Yeah.
So that I could be like, well, I don't like this thing about what this other person did, and I'm gonna pretend to be this way because that's how they act. And oh, that's not really great. I'm not really great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was interesting being like this really imperfect kind of person who we built in real time. I didn't know
Yeah.
who she was.
No,
Just
me
like
either.
we didn't know who Vito was.
No.
Oh.
So, question from Seisen.
Mm-hmm.
So let's be real. Is this the kind of thing used in couples therapy?
Because I could see that being done. I don't know.
I feel like that would work.
I've never been to couples therapy.
Me either.
But I think
There's still time.
So I think that this is a good way to get connected with someone. And there's an alibi here, right? I'm playing a game.
Yeah.
It's not a real, but you can insert real emotions
Sure.
and sort of like sneak them in there and then
Yeah.
get them addressed anyway.
Oh, I made you cry. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's awesome. That's what I like to hear.
Thank you, though.
So one of my favorite moments from the game was when we were like holding hands and we were like being okay, and then like something shifted.
Yeah.
And my hand came off.
Yeah.
And I didn't say anything. I was just
Yeah.
like, mm-mm. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
Did you have any like big, I mean, besides the end, which holy shit.
The end was really fun.
We'll talk about the end in a second. But
Yeah.
was there anything else that came up during play that was really interesting to you?
Yeah, it was really jokey. I didn't expect that, actually. I feel like when I'm role playing, I usually end up with characters that are more like the one that you were playing. And this was really like an interesting exercise. It got a little corny sometimes because I had to like just come up with a dumb joke really quickly. But I kind of liked the character was corny.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I liked those moments where we were really nice and we were like, okay, you know what? It's fine. Let's just. This is good. This is good. Let's keep it good. And then just one word, kind of go, nope. Never mind. Just like in a real conversation where someone will just trigger you and they'll trigger that one thing in your head that just goes, nope, I'm out. That is so not the way this conversation was supposed to go. It was really interesting.
Yeah, because we didn't really know where the conversations were going to
No.
go. We did yes and,
Yeah.
which is the principle of whatever you're doing is cool and I'm going to build on top of that.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
Yeah, it was great. I thought that the prompts were really interesting.
Yeah,
and
let's
I
talk about
didn't
those a
touch
little.
on all of mine.
I don't think you have to. They're there to help
Yeah.
play. But one of mine was definitely tell them something they never knew about you that would break their heart.
It's so funny because before I came on the show, I was looking through these and I thought maybe that one of mine is reveal something you were too ashamed to say before. I thought I would have a beard. But
Did you end up using that one?
I didn't.
What about...
Oh, not a physical beard. I mean like a boyfriend on the planet or something, like trying to cover it up.
So exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I thought, better not. It would be really weird to have to.
Double entendre?
Yeah. Let's see. I did try to express outrage over what you guys have done, the Venusians. I feel like I tried to control the argument with a display of emotion.
Yes, you did.
I also refused to budge until I acknowledged, until you acknowledged me.
Hyper
Rapid Power Go!
Yes, we need some levity in here.
Kitty Cat 3000.
Thanks Strix and Emily for a great 55 minutes. I ran out of Kleenex and which gave me a great Recinto. Send my wife to get a Oreo Frosty #win and may I get a affirmation for myself. #as technology.
Hyper Rapid Power Go! Yes, you can get an affirmation for yourself.
Thanks Weird KT, Strix and Emily, that was great. #Evo.
Okay. Who was that?
I think that was Arnax.
Okay. So the first one is for Katie Cat.
Yes.
And... Ooh, Katie Cat, you are a powerful, speculating elf.
Nice.
You are affirmed, and you are powerful, and an elf. So you might also be Galadriel. Kinda awesome.
That's pretty cool.
And then, who's our Evo supporter?
I believe it was Aranax.
Is it Aranax?
But can we get that confirmed, Joe?
Was it Aranax?
Joe. I want to sing a Joe song.
Okay. Yes, that's a yes. Alright, Aranax, thank you for shouting out for Evo. And I have an affirmation for you. Ooh, are you ready for this? Because you are cooperative, misbehaving owl. Woohoo. Did you see my GIF war with Mitch earlier today?
I did not.
There's definitely some owl GIFs.
Oh, good.
They were pretty excellent.
Were you the owl or was he?
Well, my name is Strix.
Oh, yes, that's true, actually. So,
I am the
duh. Duh.
So let's talk about feelings. Hyper Rapid Power Go!
Go!
Thank you for playing for us, but I could use an affirmation after this. Hashtag Renraku.
I could also use an affirmation after that.
Yeah, right? Who was that? Oh, Hyper Rapid Power Go!
Don't forget to give LGWE their delayed affirmation from before this alliance.
Oh, that's right. I'll get to that. Okay, so the first one was...
Good question.
Joe, who was the first one?
We got Fernand Talk.
Fear and talk.
Fernand Talk.
Fern and Talk. Oh, it was Fern and Talk. Excellent. Fern and Talk, I would be more than pleased to affirm you after that gameplay. Ooh, and this is a good one, so I hope you're ready. So, you are a radical, shimmering owl bear.
Ooh.
Radical, shimmering owl bear. I'm like imagining like an owl bear that's just come out of the water, and it's just like, oh,
Hello.
oh yes. Okay. And then there was the cards that I pulled from earlier. Let me get those out.
I have a fact. Emily's theme song is Digital Planet's Rebirth of Slick. I've never heard that song. Will you please send it to me on Twitter?
Hyper Rapid Power Go!
Go! If it's real.
Oh, it's a fifth reel. Okay. Whoa, cards everywhere.
Thanks, Caitlynn, Emily, and Strix. Thank you for trusting chat and the internet enough to be vulnerable and real. Hashtag Weekly Affirmations.
Oh,
Thanks, a fifth reel.
that was a fifth reel. Okay.
I was so nervous before this, but after I'm like, that was
Hyper
really
Rapid
fun.
Power Go!
Oh, future Emily. What do you have to say, my dear?
Uh-oh.
Hashtag Ask Technology wants Emily to get an affirmation too.
Aw, thanks.
Okay. So first was our cards in reserve to make us feel better. Hyper Rapid
Power
Power Go! Then a fifth reel, then Emily.
You can start writing people down.
I just got here 5 minutes ago, but the game seemed intense. The future runs on hashtag NeoNet.
Thank you.
Who was that?
That was Let's Adapt.
Okay. Let's adapt. Okay, so the first affirmation is actually the one that we held in reserve from earlier today to help us feel better after this game.
Yeah.
Which I feel great. It's
I
very
do feel
heavy.
pretty good.
I
feel like I could,
it's like a post-gaming high.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There will be potentially a crash.
So, to affirm us,
Yes.
we are lucky, bounding foxes.
Hey.
Oh yes, totally
All right.
appropriate for today's game. You a foxy lady.
Foxy.
Okay, then, oh yes. Then there was a fifth reel.
Ah, thank you for the list, Vanderleest.
Oh, Vanderleest is putting lists together for us. Thank you. Okay, so a fifth reel, your affirmation is next. Oh yes, and you are you ready for this? A mystical, bellowing centaur. Quite fierce. Okay, and after fifth reel was...
Future Emily.
Future Emily.
For me.
For you.
Which is lovely of you. Thank you, As Technology.
Yeah. Ooh, this is a good one. Okay. You are a determined, flaming raven.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I love
she got
it.
the raven card. I just
A
put that one
determined, flaming
in. Raven.
raven.
So you're basically a phoenix, but cooler because you're a raven.
I love it.
Okay, and then after Future Emily's was
Let's Adapt.
Let's Adapt. Okay. So thank you for just joining us, Let's Adapt. This was Our Radios Are Dying.
You may want to go back and watch the VOD and or the YouTube video once it's up there.
Because it was really awesome. But thank you for joining us. And I want to affirm you today by saying that you are a shiny, arresting goo.
I love the sparkle
I know.
music. Why is it that that particular sound sounds like a sparkle?
I know. And I always, when I get the goo card, I always imagine like the little drops from Final Fantasy.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yep.
Goo.
Raven, we are a legion. Yes, Corbin Flagon, we are the Raven Legion.
Go back to LSD trip.
No more LSD trip sounds. We don't like this. So we'd love to hear from you, chat, about what you thought about the high, low points of the game. If there's anything cool that you want to talk about.
Yeah, I'm really curious what you guys thought.
Yeah.
Beyond we made you cry.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, for me, like, I was definitely getting, like, bleed over feelings for, like, Emily. Like, I might have a tiny game crush on you.
Oh.
It happens. It's a normal part of this kind of gaming.
That's okay. I have a little game crush on you too, Strix.
But then we're like, okay, you know what?
This is reality.
There are other things going on. But it's kind of cool that you can be open enough in a game to really connect with a person.
So I'm curious if this is the kind of game that you guys would want to play out there. Like, it's really easy to get into.
Super easy. It's actually free. You could do it right now if you had an hour. I mean, would anyone be willing?
The low part was when everyone died.
I thought that was actually the high point.
I kind of thought so too.
I thought that was a really interesting way to end the game with like looking into each other's eyes and like being okay with that moment and being like, this is how we want to do it.
Yeah.
That was really brave, actually.
Yeah.
Because my character was not prepared to do that until you came up with the idea.
Yeah. And it was kind of a joke at first. And I was like, oh god, I guess we're doing this. I mean, it was one of those like half-hearted, like I guess I'm kind of joking, but also there's this thing we could potentially do. This is probably a terrible idea. Let's talk about it. Oh wait, I'm having a panic attack.
Yes. I definitely like got hot flashes.
Oh yeah,
and,
I
like,
was warm.
Goosebumps. Like at certain times, whenever I would think about the void of space, I'd be like,
I really started to like hyperventilate when I was doing that.
I was yelling at you guys the whole time.
I know.
Yes.
You broke it one
You
point.
can hear me. You had to close all the doors.
You guys should have seen Joe at one point. You probably noticed I started laughing at one point. It was because I was trying to be so serious, and Joe's just in there like, "What were you saying?"
What were you saying, Joe?
I can't remember.
Oh,
He's just like, "Oh, let her have it, Emily. Let her have it."
no good. No good.
That's
No
right. She's
good
no
for
good.
you.
And then we were like, we played into it. We're like, was that the
The
video?
video.
Was that, are we saved? And of course we weren't. Pash C said, I loved how Emily was so emotionally open, but Strix was like a hard ass, essentially.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool too, because these character sheets don't differentiate us very much at all. And so where we took this was really
Where
you wanted to go. And I've played definitely that character before. And so today I was like, well, what if I am like the one who has to do all of basically like the emotional labor in this relationship?
Yeah.
What does that feel like? And it was actually kind of hard because I wanted to be like, I love you.
I know.
No,
Well,
really,
it's really
okay. I
funny.
don't want to fight.
That we both ended up doing that because usually I'm the one who's like, I've got a ton of emotional labor, and
Yeah.
I will do all of that.
So we basically
So-
both played against type at the same time.
Yeah.
So playing against type, for those of you that don't know, is when you play a character that is sort of diametrically opposed to your own psychology. So not like you, but actually the opposite of you. And we both kind of like switched that around today
Yeah,
at
it
the
was
same
really
time.
Refreshing.
Wasn't that cool?
It's like, oh, I can just throw things out there and be that jerk. like I never would.
Who that I know that would, so people are talking in chat about wanting to play the game, and they're looking for people that they know who would want
Are
to.
there websites where people can link up for this sort of thing?
Google Plus actually is where a lot of this community lives. We're all kind of hidden behind the circles feature, but there's thousands of us, and we live all over the US and Europe and everywhere else, South America. And depending on where you live, there's, you know, like the LARP house, which is in, I think, Minneapolis. There's some places in Indianapolis. There's some places on the West Coast.
Cool.
So it just means like getting integrated into the community. But literally, like all you have to do is like convince someone to play this
Grab
once.
a friend. Your friend will probably be nervous like I was, but it's worth it. It was really fun.
And then Katie Katz said that she told the creator Caitlynn Belle that after
She and her wife are having a kid.
after they have a kid, they want to go ahead and give this a shot, right?
That's cool.
That's kind of cool.
It's intimacy on a completely different level. You know? Like it's all emotional and you just start saying things that you don't expect to come out because you're not being yourself.
Nope. Oh wow, Damun Rules said, I had to tune out of the channel for a few minutes at the beginning because it was too real, but I came back. That's awesome.
That
One,
is good, I guess.
I'm glad that you took the space that you needed to
take,
and that you
That
know,
is good.
came back. But yeah, that was I actually find the beginning of this game the most challenging part.
It is really challenging to just be like, well, what do you do?
Well, holy shit, we are about to die. Let's work through all of the 5 stages of grief in 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. I actually really appreciated because I thought we had to do that, and so I was like, oh my gosh.
Just
and
skip
then you
that
were
part.
like, no, let's go ahead.
Let's just like cruise past it. Well, because I think one of the things with this game is that if you chose to start with like literally you were getting launched out of the airlock or whatever, you would spend a lot of the game like going through those 5 stages first.
Sure.
Being like, we're gonna die, we're not gonna die, we're gonna die, we're not gonna die. No, we're really gonna die. Okay, oh my god, breakdown. I think this was a lot more interesting.
It is, because it gets right to the core of all the emotional stuff. So I'm curious if you guys have any questions about it, because Strix is obviously like very knowledgeable on this topic. And
it looks like the creator, Caitlynn Belle, is stepping out. Caitlynn, thank you so much for joining us today. I can't believe you stayed the whole time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
It's been great to have you in chat. It was great to play your game. I love it. For those of you that don't know, she makes a lot of really awesome games. She has a Patreon, which we can link you to, and all of her games are free. So you can contribute to her Patreon if you want to, but you can just pick up a game and play. However, if you really like it, you should probably donate.
Also, go follow her on Twitter. It's the same handle.
Exact same handle as on Twitch.
But thank you so much for hanging out with us.
So, ooh, that's a good one. Do you want
from Mondor?
Yeah.
So he had a thought that you could come up with an app that does this, that comes with this game. So people put it on their phones and it would beep at like 30 minutes and then at 10 and then it goes crazy for the last minute. So then it adds even more suspense.
I don't know if I can
That
deal
would
with
be
that.
so scary.
That would be really awesome though.
I think, do you know there's a, I can't remember what it's called, but there's an app where that sort of thing basically happens where you're playing as this, like the last astronaut. And it's all like, it's kind of like an ARG. But,
yeah, it is actually.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I see chat talking about is the fear of dying before your partner or after your partner. That's definitely a fear that I have in like real life.
Yeah.
I'm very afraid that like my partner is gonna leave me alone for way too long before like I kick the bucket too. Yeah. And it was interesting when that came up in the game, because when you started breathing really hard and you were using all of your oxygen, I was like, stop it at any cost, because if you die before me, I'm gonna be so mad. Like I'm gonna melt down. I can't deal with this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I really would have died before you.
It would have just sucked. And that's, you know, it's a really interesting thing to come up across in a game, because when you actually talk about those things.
Yeah.
Katie Cat has another thing. Strix, you have done this with both a man and a woman. Do you feel the gender makes a difference in the gameplay or not at all? Actually, for me, I don't think the gender makes a whole lot of difference. I think it's how well I know the person. The last time I played this game was with Jeff Stormer, and it was a great game. It went really well. And actually borrowed a couple of things that we did in that game. So if you listen to it, you might like be like, oh, she did the picture thing. I stole that from that one, from that podcast. But Jeff and I had not actually ever talked in person.
Oh, really?
Before doing this game.
Wow.
And so
you did this in person or over?
We did it over Skype.
Cool.
I said a week.
Joe.
We
are real in here.
Sorry.
It's okay.
He's a little eager with that Weekly Affirmation song. So I didn't have a problem with his gender at all. It was like, do we really know each other enough to be vulnerable? And you know, there's something about Emily, I was like, I could totally do that.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. But I don't think gender matters. I think 2 men could play this together. I think a man and a woman can play this together. I think people of gender fluidity would have a really easy time with this game. So that's my answer is, I guess gender matters if it matters to you, but it doesn't really matter to me.
I'm very curious about your answer to this question from FU40W, or OW, I'm sorry. What is it like returning to pen and paper RPGs after playing these? Also, they mentioned that the game I was thinking of is called Lifeline.
So I started out with traditional pen and paper. It was D&D, Rifts.
Right now I'm like, damn, that would be so boring to go back to.
Like all of the really, really hardcore like THACO stuff. I was in it since the beginning. And it was a transition from this to indie RPGs. And in parallel, what was happening is I also started playing LARP. And I started with like Vampire and Legend of the Five Rings. I got really into it. But it's also a really highly structured rule system. Eventually, I just was hanging out in the space long enough that I met people who were doing freeform games. And I was actually really adverse to it at first.
Yeah.
I was like, this is terrifying, and these people are weird,
though.
and I don't want to do that in a game. That sounds horrible. And then eventually I played a game. Which was it that I finally did? Oh, it was Exodus 2022, and it's a LARP. And it's a LARP that's based off of the Salem witch trials. And in the LARP, you know, someone is a witch, and you have to figure out who the witch is and then execute them. But the gist of the LARP is that there's not actually any witches, and you've just
end up turning
sacrificed all of your people for no reason. And I was like, this is amazing. Let me do more of this. And now I do a mix of kind of everything. I love LARP, I love Freeform, I love indie games. I'll do the occasional like 3.5 or, you know, something that comes out of Paizo. But I just don't really have patience anymore for like +2 to your axe. Okay, you hit it with your axe for 2 points. I feel like those are actually, for me personally, obstructions to what I really want, which is the narrative and the storytelling. Other people, they really love those things, the crunch. There's nothing wrong with loving the crunch. I just know that I will do anything that I can to get to the pure experience of role-playing.
That is actually, this is the first time I've done this kind of thing, and man, it's so up my alley.
We have
I don't like the crunch either personally. I mean, I'm happy to do it to get to the story stuff, but I prefer to sort of tone it down as far as I can so that the story keeps moving faster. So I will be doing more of these.
Yes! Oh, I have so many in mind.
Invite me on your show whenever you want me. I'm here. Are you able to shake games like this quickly? Or how quickly can you go from this to Death from Above later?
So the question from chat is, how do I transition between a very emotionally intense game like this and something that's more crunchy like Death from Above? I'm gonna be that person and say that it's like my training in acting. Yeah. I don't have a lot of training in acting, but I have a little bit. And part of what we did at the very end of the game, where we decompressed and we talked about things, it actually helps you separate from your character so that you have a distance instead of like being right up in the grill of all of the emotions still. Yeah. You can back out. And so part of what I will also do is I'm actually gonna change outfits and probably change my makeup, and that's gonna help me go embody the other character instead of this one. Yeah. So it's little signs like that to help you kind of pop in and out.
Yeah, that's cool. Did we have theatrical backgrounds?
I think I just answered that question.
I did theater in almost all of my, like from middle school and elementary school and stuff. But so I guess that kind of stuff is sort of ingrained. My parents were both theater majors. Yeah. So I don't know. I just like to pay attention, and it's really easy for me to feel other people's feelings, you know. So
when I started out, I was actually, I'm just gonna say it, I was a terrible freaking actor. Like I was bad. I didn't know how to embody emotions. I didn't know how to embody movement. I was just awkward and awful. Really, really bad. And so I was kind of like, okay, well, acting's not for me. And I went and I started LARPing. Yeah. And LARPing in my brain was just something completely different. And I totally let go and was like, I'm gonna be this character and this is so amazing. And a couple of years after I'd been LARPing for a while, I was like, oh, well, acting doesn't scare me anymore. Yeah. I'm a lot better at it. And LARPing actually helped me become a much, much, much better actor.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Tremendously.
I think what... I just lost my train of thought, of course. I think that this makes me want to do more acting kind of things because it's very easy. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. It's really hard for me to think on the spot as far as like backstory and stuff like that, and to just come up with like, well, when we were on Luna, what we did was this and this and this. Don't you remember that? It's really hard for me to do that, but it's really easy for me to react, which is it's just. I think that's probably just a learned thing about when you have more things to draw from, I guess, you can just throw them in different contexts.
Yeah, well, it's a negotiation practice between actors, too. So during the game, I would set things up for you to either take or not take. Yeah. And I didn't push you into being like, explain to me how this happened, Emily. Right, and when you didn't take it, then I'd be like, cool, well, then I'm going to tell you about the satellites, right? Exactly. And the genomes and stuff.
Oh, I appreciate it.
And so it's being able to read and communicate with the other person and give them opportunities to really like lay things out. And then either they take those opportunities or not, but then you also engaging with doing the same thing.
Yeah, and I think that in the future that would be something that I, as like a role player, would want to work on, is the setting up for other people and like more giving than taking, you know.
Oh, I love giving because it just makes the story so
It's
much
fun.
better.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, be a giver if you're gonna play role-playing games because you will get so rewarded by it. Ah. What else is going on in chat? Let's see. Strix, would you consider something like Vampire the Masquerade a LARP or more tabletop game adapted to LARPing format? That's hard to answer. Vampire was really one of the LARPs that put LARPing on the map in general. People had no idea that LARP really existed before Vampire. I mean, yeah, there was Drago Rear and there was Nero, but they were very, very small. And Vampire also did something else really important that the other games weren't doing, in that it brought a lot of women into the LARPing space.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of women. There was a significant sea change when Vampire started happening, that women were getting involved with LARP. And so I think, yeah, Vampire is totally a LARP. I've played Vampire and been up to my gills in immersion with character and been like really super into it. I think it depends on how you play and who you're playing with and how important the rules are. I know people who play like in the Camarilla, which is like sanctioned official LARP, and the rules are super, super, super important. I couldn't really hang there because they'd get hung up on stuff and I'd be like, that's cool, I just want to like put someone in torpor, how do I do that? It would be good for the story. And they're like, well, you need to have this level of blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go fly with a gargoyle now or whatever. I didn't last very long in Vampire. Okay, just checking out what else is going on in chat. So SMA 7315, I'm just gonna call you Sma, says that there are systems that do hybrids of both pure role-playing and system crunching mechanics, and they work out really well. And that's true. And so for me, like, I enjoy the full spectrum of role-playing, which includes, like, I hit it with my sword. I just know where I tend to personally flop, and I think everyone kind of thinks about gaming differently, and so I don't think that there's like a hierarchy of games. I think it's actually like a flat structure, just what people enjoy. Yeah. Because this gets really heated among
it does.
Gamers. Because
why can't we all just like the things that we like and not bother other people about the things that they like?
Yeah, you know, don't yuck my yum, isn't that what we say?
Yeah.
Don't yuck my
like
yum.
Claudia says, don't yuck my yum yum. Yuck my yum yum, I think.
Oh, and then Let's Adapt says, Strix, are you going to have a presence at Gen Con this year? I was an industry insider last year. I don't know at this point if I'm going to Gen Con or not, because I'm going to be in India this summer for a little while, and it's kind of close to Gen Con, and I still have to like do my normal job. Yeah. So I won't be at Gen Con. Oh, but I've been in contact with GamerX.
Yeah, we have too.
Yeah.
Mel Fox, who works with them, was on Easter eggs last week, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be a GamerX Boss of Honor.
Cool.
So I will be representing.
That's awesome. Well, we've been talking about potentially going down there. So
well,
we'll see how that
I
goes.
will be there at GamerX. And I'm probably going to be...
Strix then.
Yay! I'll probably be playing Running Bluebeard's Bride.
Oh, cool. I'm so excited to hear more about that.
Yeah, which if you want to talk about game feels...
Yeah, I bet.
This is not what this is.
Are we eventually going to play that on?
Yeah.
Cool.
So Bluebeard's Bride is my game. I'm co-designing it with two other women, Marissa Kelly and Sarah Richardson. And it's been in dev for like a year and a half. We signed with the publisher. We are publishing and kickstarting this summer.
Cool.
And it's based off the original fairy tale, which is terrifying.
It's so scary, you guys.
It is like an object lesson for women to not be curious and to obey their husbands. And we made this into a game of feminine horror. So it's about the bride. And gosh, this game is just, I really love this game. It's my baby.
Can I ask questions?
Yeah,
is it too early?
if you want to.
How many players is it?
Up to 5.
Cool. So like
At
brides,
least 2.
all brides?
Oh, you don't know how this works yet?
No, you haven't told me anything.
Okay.
I want to hear.
So
I want you to tell these people who would probably love it.
Let me check the time here.
Yeah.
We have 10 minutes left.
Okay.
So how about this? I'm going to do some Game Feels tweets.
Yes.
And then we can wrap up. We're talking about Bluebeard's Bride.
Sure.
Oh, I also want to mention what we're going to be playing next week.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of things I want to address.
Okay.
And then, of course, I'm going to be on Death from Above tonight.
Yes. Oh, and also people wanted to know if there are going to be more games like this on the channel.
So that's actually a question that I have for them. in that, did this work for you? Because this is very experimental. This has not been done on Twitch before. Was this entertaining enough and engaging enough for you guys that you would want to see something like this again? Because I did take a risk today. I had to talk to Zach about this, and I was like, can I do this? And he's like, well, we can give it a shot. But if it doesn't work out, we're going to have to do something else. So please tell me if you thought that it went well. Yes, I'm seeing some people say that it did.
Cool.
Oh, we're totally dead by like a lot.
Oh gosh, we're so dead. We're 25 minutes dead.
25 minutes dead. Okay, I'm gonna pull up our Game Feels tweets. I'm gonna talk about what we're playing next week, and then if there's any time left, I will talk about Bluebird's Bride.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want to get 1 or 2 more tweets in, the hashtag is Game Feels. You want to affirm people. You want to talk about feelings, because we are a positive feel-good show.
It's
I
true.
promise.
Actually, would you want a Periscope in between shows?
What's
Tell them
Periscope?
about Bluebird's Bride. It's just a live video. We can do it for a couple minutes just to tell them.
We could do that
If we run out of time here.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go for a Game Feels tweets, which is one of my favorite parts of the show. If it wants to load, you guys broke it.
This was the best weekly affirmations I've seen. No
Really?
lie. Thank you.
Really? Who said that?
Zajer.
Okay, cool.
That's very nice of you. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm getting a feeling from the majority of chat that people liked it.
I just got here before you died, but if people were bawling their eyes out, I think it went well.
Okay, that is good to know. Okay, so our first tweet of today is from Void Smoker, who is one of my favorite fan art artists.
Yeah, you're great.
Oh, look, and we even have...
There's fan art already!
I'm gonna retweet this here in a minute. First, I'm gonna heart it. So, Void Smoker says, thanks for an incredibly intense weekly affirmations. Game Feels, our radios are dying.
That's really cool. I'll post it on Twitter too.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just gonna do this right now.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Mondor the Great says, don't fret over things that are inevitable. Instead, just embrace it. It's actually a pretty good Zen Buddhist metaphor. Kind of worked it into the end of the game too. Javier Batran says, Emily, you are a dazzling intergalactic Venusian.
Thank you.
Game Feels. Hyper Power Go! Oh, that's important.
More games like this, PLZ.
I like the way that it reads.
PLZ, please. So that was the fifth reel. Soundly endorsing games like this. That's awesome. So in return, I'm going to endorse you with an affirmation. I keep getting that word. I don't want that word. Yeah.
Ooh, I like that one.
This is perfect for a fifth reel. Okay, fifth reel, are you ready? You are a handsome, encouraging Kelpie. I really like that one. Okay, more Game Feels tweets. So FF9 Master says that was Hyper Power Go!
This is for Aronax.
Okay.
Seriously? More please, less than 3 #Evo.
Good.
Excellent.
I'm sure you all are making Strix very happy.
Yes,
right
you
now.
are. I was so afraid you guys were gonna be like, this is the stupidest
This is
thing
terrible.
ever. Girls with emotions, oh my god. Alright, Aronax, this one is for you. Oh, this is so perfect. You are a mysterious, befriending bunny.
Ooh.
A mysterious, befriending bunny. That's a good one.
Mysterious
Befriending bunny. She's like the Phantom of the Opera for bunnies, but less scary. Okay, so Joe says, or FF9, that was ... Quite the game. I don't even know what to say. Game Feels. We feel the same way.
Yes.
And then Vanderleest says, someone give these two all of the awards. Great watch. Thank you for affirming us, Vanderleest. That's great, because we were really terrified.
Thank you.
Josephine says, Game Feels, Emily is a wise, beautiful peacock.
Oh,
Thanks for
thank
being
you.
on Weekly Affirmations, Emily. You were great.
Thank you. I had a really good time. I was really nervous, but I'm happy I came.
And then Lizzie the Bold says, good lord, Strix and Emily. You're both beautiful, talented, brilliant, powerful musk oxen. I'm a musk
Liz,
ox.
you know the weight of my heart. You call me a musk ox. Love you.
Strix fact. She can pronounce a fifth reel's username correct every time without stumbling.
Fifth reel.
Fifth
Fifth
reel.
reel. Fifth reel.
Which is related to a digit. Hyper Hyper Rapid Power, go!
Flash arc. Look at it. I gotta see it. Flash arc.
Do more of this. I was supposed to go to sleep but instead watched your game. It was very captivating.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Can we have a double sequel that gets saved and revived and the story plays out differently depending on which side saves them? That's kind of interesting.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to talk to Caitlynn about that. Okay, so that was Flash Arc, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for affirming us and our show, Flash Arc. In return, I'm going to give you an affirmation to carry through the weekends. Ooh, this is a good one. You are an important, behaving unicorn.
You can't go wrong with you.
You're a very well-mannered unicorn. Okay. I was reading Justin's. Justin is next. He says, Emily, may you be a happy chipmunk and not a sad badger.
Aw,
You got so many affirmations today. That's very
you.
cool.
I feel affirmed.
James Renner says, game feels the life of a Twitch sound guy. Joe's jackals have funny cackles. Rapid power. Thanks, Joe. And thanks, James. Okay. And then Bazooka Joe actually wrote with the hashtag game feels today, which is our Joe. And he says, I don't even know what's going down, but I'm digging it. And there's a picture of him eating chips and
He
watching
was
us.
eating He walked in here earlier and just like eating popcorn. Like when we were decompressing.
Yeah.
It was like,
It's kind of fun.
Dang.
I think it actually helped
it did help. I was
de-elevate
like,
the mood.
Okay.
Can be super
Joe's
serious
eating
with Joe
popcorn.
like...
It's okay. Welcome, Elaki. Good to see you.
Oh, Will Tate says, when I played this game, I cried. I'm so glad you guys got to enjoy it too. You're amazing, effervescent streamers. Keep it up.
Aw.
Okay, we're almost out of time for today, so I think that's all the game feels I'm going to be able to read. But next week, what we are playing is Monster Hearts. And this is a tabletop game. It is, I believe, powered by the Apocalypse. If you know what that means, great. If not, then I will tell you next week.
You know what happens on Monday?
What
Our
happens on
Trivia
Monday?
Hops episode is Apocalypse themed.
Oh,
So it's
I
an
am all about
Apocalypse
the
week.
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse week.
But what Monster Hearts is, it's a game about high school teenagers who are also monsters. And the really cool thing about this particular game is the designer, McDonald, is really, really super clever. Like one of the best designers in the space, in my opinion. And I know almost all of them at this point. And Avery put in a mechanic that basically makes everyone queer, but not like in a way that forces people to be like,
Right.
it's a really interesting move where you turn people on. That's the move. And I was really fascinated by it, and it does such a good job of Hyper Rapid Power Go! Screen is dying. I seriously can't see the screen.
Please give an affirmation to the Marauders.
Oh.
They're up against a superior enemy this week and need all the help they can get.
So ironic. So the Marauders are up against me this week,
Yeah.
so I will affirm them, because I am the superior enemy. So Marauders, hope you're watching this, because you are warm, wandering Krakens.
Ooh, that sounds dangerous.
They got nothing on me, though.
That's true. I'm gonna be really surprised if they make it out alive up against
TPK,
Strix.
I'm just saying.
It's possible.
But Monster Hearts is what we have coming up next week. We'll play at least a few episodes of it, so 2 to 3 weeks of Monster Hearts coming up for us. After that, I will probably throw in another game like this. I like to mix it up. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Monster Hearts is a really great game. It's actually pretty popular in the indie space, so you can pick it up at actually most tabletop gaming stores, which is not really true of the rest of the games that I pull onto the show. So check out Monster Hearts. If you have any ideas for monsters that you would like us to play, maybe tweet me about it, and
good idea.
we'll integrate that into setting up our characters.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we're going to do character creation on screen or not yet, because it's a little bit involved. And if we do, then we'll probably slice it down a little, like we did with the Warren, where we just make it overly simple. Because again, I'm one of those people that's like, rules.
Yeah.
Ha! Rules.
What's a rule?
All right, I think we are actually officially out of time. I just want to, again, you guys, you are a great community. Thank you for being here today and sharing this with us. I'm really glad that you enjoyed it and that we got the chance to to be vulnerable with you. I love these kinds of games. I hope that you play them too and you convince other people that they're awesome because they are, and you get to play it with your friends or your loved ones. And have a great weekend.
Yeah,
you
have a great
are totally affirming badasses. Joe, if we can get our outro song, we'll say goodbye.
Oh, I said a weekly affirmations, a positive feel-good show. The most positive thing on this channel called Hyper Rabbit Power Go.
That's
It's
our show
pretty
for today,
decent.
guys. Thank you so much. I will see you shortly on Death from Above.
Death from above!
Death from Above. Good night.
Good
Have a
night.
great weekend. Bye.